Johnny Somali could be jailed for life. He would be certainly the first foreigner charged with it. If you push the judge and you show, and you're pushing Korea, you're pushing at a point in which on this bad path, you're looking at up to life.
The only reason I'm being charged is because I touched that statue. If I never touched that statue, I promise you, none of these charges would have happened.
Send me the right crypto address. I'll rape this little shit tomorrow. I'm a rape. When it come to metal statue, I'm a rape.
Guys, we've got a huge update about Johnny Somali. He's now facing life in prison, and the humiliation surrounding the Statue of Peace has finally caught up with him. After so much controversy, the charges against Johnny Somali for humiliating the Statue of Peace had been piling up slowly, but now it's finally happening. South Korea has repeatedly attacked Johnny Somali for his shady actions involving the statue, yet his apologies were just a drama. Empty words without any real accountability. He repeatedly said things he shouldn't have, making the situation even worse. This time, the South Korean authorities are taking it seriously. With new charges added, Johnny Somali is now facing life in prison. I'll give you the latest updates on Johnny Somali's trial, explain the charges against him, and show exactly how he could end up behind bars for life. So let's get started. As you know, Johnny Somali has said many times that he actually knows the South Korean authorities were just targeting him for the Statue of Peace incident. According to him, if it weren't for that, he might be free and back in America right now.
Trying to get out of this case, man. That's the only reason I'm being charged, is because I touched that statue. If I never touched that statue, I promise you, none of these charges would have happened, guys, at all.
But as you've heard from Johnny Somali's own voice, he still acts a bit foolish, ignoring the gravity of the situation. Even so, he has committed many crimes, and for each of them he should face punishment, not just for the Statue of Peace incident. Finally, Johnny Somali is going to learn his lesson. Yes, you heard that right. In this video, we'll share Legal Mindset's take, explaining why Johnny Somali is now facing new charges for the Statue of Peace, and how these could land him in prison for life. So, let's start with the latest updates on Johnny Somali's trial, according to Legal Mindset.
October 29th, 2025. Now, that trial will focus on 3 witnesses. We know one of them is Bong Bong. We know another is Youngman. And the last, we are pretty sure, is Hank Yoo. Yes, that's right, Hank Yoo. And he'll be called as a prosecution witness. In America, you sometimes call it a hostile witness.
So, definitely the trial is going to be the biggest day of Johnny Somali's life. The final moment before he goes into custody, because life in prison is just around the corner. And honestly, it's no surprise. Johnny Somali disrespected the Statue of Peace multiple times. Even before his first trial, he openly threatened and mocked the statue. Just look at his actions. This isn't something minor. It's serious.
The statue tomorrow. What the fuck you talking about? Send me the right crypto address. I'll rape this little shit tomorrow. I'm a rape. When it come to metal statue, I'm a rape. I don't give a fuck. I'll rape the statue tomorrow. I'll put it on my father and my mother life. I'll rape the statue tomorrow. I swear to God, I'll rape the statue tomorrow. I'll piss on the statue. I swear to God, send me the right crypto wallet. I'll piss on the statue tomorrow, nigga. I'll piss on the statue tomorrow, nigga. I'll piss on that shit tomorrow, nigga.
Did you see that? How dangerous it was? This is clear evidence that Johnny Somali repeatedly humiliated the culture of the South Korean people and the Statue of Peace. Guys, what do you think about this behavior? Let me know in the comments. But now, according to the law, this behavior could lead to another charge against Johnny Somali, one that could land him in prison for life. So let's see what Legal Mindset has to say about it.
Life in prison may happen under the Youth Protection Act. So let me tell you about this act. It protects children and adolescents. This means any child or youth that define it as under 19 years old, as it defines youth and child exploitation material in such a way that could include the Statue of Peace. And it depicts a young teenage girl. They chose to depict a 15-year-old girl to represent the victims at the time they were taken.
So just imagine how brutal it was. Johnny Somali knew about this, but even so, he rudely disrespected the statue. Statue of Peace actually represents a 15-year-old girl, which is a cultural symbol of pride and respect for the South Korean people, honoring their historical sisters. But Johnny Somali totally disrespected it, and even threatened to harass and disrespect the Statue of Peace multiple times. This is beyond disrespectful. If I were in the authorities' position, I would take this charge against Johnny Somali first, because it's literally too disrespectful and humiliating. Something that should be a source of pride and respect for the South Korean people was crossed by Johnny Somali.
So if Johnny Somali goes out there throwing baby oil on it, right? Doing a Diddy dance, calling it a Diddy party, right? And escalating. Once again, he moved from kissing to grinding to dancing. If he goes out there and simulates a sexual actual act on this statue, which would be the clear escalation. And based on his latest post, it seems like he even intends to do this, to go out and escalate once again against this statue. That's a representation of a child. Materials shall be punished by imprisonment for life or for a term of not less than 5 years. Not less than 5 years, guys. Up to life. No joke here, no exaggeration.
So, as you heard from Legal Mindset, if this charge is added to Johnny Somali's trial, definitely Johnny Somali will face an additional minimum of 5 years up to life in prison. But when I see this shady video and clip where Johnny Somali brutally humiliates the Statue of Peace, I'm literally thinking, the South Korean authorities only give him 5 years. It would be a totally disgusting thing. Definitely it should be life in prison, and I hope the South Korean authorities enforce that. If not, then I have nothing to say about the mentality of South Korea regarding the culture of freedom. If the authorities give him life in prison, it means they actually care about their culture and freedom. But until now, I haven't seen anything that proves South Korea truly cares about their freedom or nationality. Still, South Korean people and authorities are giving Johnny Somali a chance to defend himself. Even before, Johnny Somali and Hank Yoo said things about the Statue of Peace, literally trying to claim that the statue isn't clear in history.
Metal statues of kidnapped Korean teenage girls who were made to serve as slaves for the Japanese military during World War II. But the history is not even clear that whether they were slaves or willing.
There's still debate on it. If you go to Japan, they say that didn't happen. Some people say it's not a political stance, what I did to the statue. But technically, because I feel like this live streaming is my expression. It's how I express myself. Yes. It's an art form to me.
Did you see that? That's just proof of how Johnny Somali and Hank Yoo repeatedly humiliated the Statue of Peace by questioning whether it actually exists in history or not. They're literally questioning it, which means they're trying to say, if the history isn't clear, why should anyone care when someone disrespects or wants to exploit this statue? That's the point Johnny Somali and Hank Yoo are making. But this should never happen, guys. If any South Koreans are watching this video, let me know what you think about Johnny Somali and Hank Yoo's opinion. Is this statue's history really false, as Johnny Somali claims? Even here, Legal Mindset claims that Johnny Somali actually has nothing to defend himself with. Now he should face the consequences for the things he did himself.
There is no excuse for Johnny Somali. He knows what this represents. He said he knows what this represents. We're in the middle of the trial, so he can't deny knowledge. He's been told multiple times. He's facing crimes right now, like multiple crimes, right? He knows this. So if he goes out and does this, it's with knowledge of what that represents. There's no more denying it. There's no more pretending. He's been on the record. He's been questioned about this. There's multiple comments. He knows it depicts a child. So if he goes out there and does that, that would fit the definition under the statute.
I completely agree with the Legal Mindset. So guys, that's the latest on Johnny Somali and the Statue of Peace controversy. From humiliating a cultural symbol to questioning its history, he's clearly crossed the line. And now the law is catching up with him. Whether it's life in prison or serious consequences, one thing is clear. Actions have consequences, and Johnny Somali is about to face the results of his own choices. Let me know in the comments what you think. Should he face life in prison for this? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on this case and other shocking stories.